What's going on, y'all? Jupiter Bassin. I have my brand new kayak for 2024. It is the Native Titan X 12.5. Let's go ahead and check this baby out.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations.
Alright, y'all, so here she is. This thing is a beautiful kayak. I am so excited the way this turned out. I ordered it a few weeks ago, and you know, the people at Travel Country took care of me, and I was really excited about the color. I was going to get the wave strike, the blue and the black, but I really wanted to stick to a color that was like my logo. So I went with this gator green, and I couldn't be more happy. It is a beautiful kayak. And, you know, I miss my wilderness recon, but I figured it was time to step up to a bigger, badder fishing kayak. I'm trying to advance myself in the sport of kayak fishing. And the customization of this kayak is the best out on the market, and I'm excited to show you guys. So let's dive into this beast and show you what the Titan's about. Alright, y'all, let's go ahead and take a look at the bow. I think Native did an awesome job when thinking about us as kayakers, so let's take a look. Alright, y'all, so let's take a look at the bow. So the first thing off I want to talk about is the handle. The handle makes it nice and easy to grip. It's got a nice horizontal bar here, that way you're not stressing when putting all that weight. It's a little harder to go ahead on your wrist to, you know, pull it up whenever it's more vertical. The next thing is they pre-drilled all the holes, and I'm planning on putting an XI3 on here. There is a Titan X mounting plate for the bow that you have to get that helps take off a little stress on the front whenever you're going ahead and, you know, running that trolling motor, because that trolling motor is going to put a lot of torque up on the front of this plastic, and it's good to have support in the front. Next thing, they really outdid themselves on this. They put this little plate on here, makes it easy to customize. This is removable. If you mess up something or you want to change it and you want to go back to not having a motor, you can replace this little plate here. I plan on putting a little quick disconnect for the power and then running a line for the deploying of the trolling motor. So this is really nice. Native did a really good job of thinking things through on this. Alright, so talking about the hatch, these little pins here that hold it in, little latches, are really easy to take off, put back in. And then on here, we have this little screw here. I'm assuming this is for a GoPro mount, so that's really good that they thought of us for being able to attach a GoPro towards the front on the hatch, and you don't have to do any drilling. Alright, y'all, so opening up the hatch, you see we got a nice little storage space here. You can pull this baby out. If you look down in there, there is a lot of room to store extra stuff. And as you can see here, this is for the battery, so you have the straps to go ahead and strap that down. I really love this feature about it. Native was really thinking about us as kayak fishermen. And then right here you have your little port here for the transducer. So I'll go ahead and show you down on the bottom so you guys can see what that looks like. Alright, y'all, so here we have the hole for the transducer. The transducer will mount right under here. It's a nice open space, and should be easy to put any kind of transducer you'd want to put down there. Alright, y'all, so let's go ahead and dive into the cockpit, the middle of the kayak, whatever you want to call it, the meat and bones here, where I'm going to be spending most of my time. And let's just go over a lot of these features, you know, the seat, the pedal drive, some of the storage space, the rail mounts. There's a lot of really cool features in this, so let's dive in. Alright, y'all, so just to start out, as a kayak tournament angler, and I'm really getting serious about it, I'm really going to be diving into that with this kayak, and I thought this was really cool because I always struggle to find a place to put my catchboard. And they make this nice little setup here where there's 2 points. There's one there and one there, which makes it a nice little ledge to go ahead and set this baby on. So when you're going and measuring a fish, it makes it nice and easy. So So next thing, diving into the pedal drive. These guys did an awesome job. I know they were one of the first, if not the first, to go ahead and implement the pedal drive system. This propel drive is awesome. It is super smooth. It's very easy to set up. You have these 2 pins here which release this, and then you have the pin down here. By the way, made in America. That's another thing that I really loved about this kayak, that it is made in the USA. And now going forward, looking at it, so you have these little straps here, and you can go ahead and pop this baby off. Once you get this little plate off, you have this little retainer here for the propeller, so it locks it in place so it's ready to pull up. The next thing, all you have to do is undo this tab right here, and then once that's undone, the system just pulls right up, no problem. So go ahead and talking about this seat, it's really awesome. It's easy to go ahead and drop this down. It is a swivel seat, which is extremely awesome. So we can go ahead and turn this baby all the way around if we want to go ahead, you know, and look into our black pack. If we just want to do some trolling or anything like that, we can get to the back of the boat without any, you know, issues. Even fishing from the side, it's easy to just turn it to the side and fish. It just really changes the game on the angles you can take with fishing. The next thing about this seat is, I really thought it was cool, is it came with the actual native seat. I know some of the older Titan X's came with the gray, I think it's Millennium, who makes this seat. It had their brand on it instead of native. So I really thought it was cool that I got the native seat, and this black just looks super pretty with this black and green, this gator green color. So the last thing with the seat, you know, it goes down, no problem. These straps are really easy to do. And then you have these on the side, which I think you can go ahead and, you know, put some added on, like a pocket on here for your tools, or I've heard of people putting armrests, different things. I'm sure you can even mount your throttle for like your motor, but it's just a really cool feature. So, all right, y'all, so now let's talk about next is the tackle storage on this thing. So, you know, you got this little tray in the front if you want to put some kind of scent, or, you know, you could leave some of the baits in here that you're just changing really quick. You know, it's a nice little tray up in the front. And then down here underneath the seat, this is awesome. This tray just comes out, slides out, and, you know, you could put some terminal tackle in there, you know, some scents, some pliers, any kind of tools you need, extra line, some baits here. And yeah, then this just slides right on back in, locks in place, and then you can strap this down. It's really nice. And then you can hold a 3600 on both sides, which I'm planning on putting terminal tackle, or some places I go, I'll be using heavy chatter baits or jerk baits, or there's a certain bait that I really want to always have tied on. So it's nice to go ahead and be able to change out those colors and stuff. Right now I just have this little Plano edge, you know, full of some jerk baits, and this is really nice. You can lock it down so this doesn't come out or anything. It's a really nice setup. Diving into rod storage, you have 2 rod holders here on this side and 2 rod holders on the right side, and this just runs right down the kayak, and there's a spot right here, a ledge to let it sit on. Now I put these paddle holders inside like this. These are actually probably going to go off because I will be installing the sidekick. This kayak weighs about 128 pounds without the seat and the pedal drive, and then it weighs about 178 fully loaded. So with this out of the way, you can kind of set this down in like this, and you can see it's still sitting up in the front there. So that's really nice to have this. You know, I go under a lot of bridges and stuff, so it will be nice to be able to lay down my rods and not have to worry about them falling off. All right, y'all, so next, this feature I absolutely love is there is a rod holder in the front, and it's front facing rod holder, so you can have that rod faced forward. So if you're retying up a lure or you just catch a fish, you can go ahead and leave this rod just sitting in there. I don't know how many times that I'm struggling to find a spot to go ahead and put my rod whenever I'm, you know, trying to, you know, untie a fish or retie up my line. It just gets in the way. So this is an awesome feature to have on this kayak. All right, y'all, and with this seat, it is super easy to just turn these knobs and slide this thing forward. I have it set all the way back because I'm a pretty big boy, and you know, I would like to have as much legroom as possible. This thing is very roomy in the cockpit. There's a lot of room up here, so I'm not worried about having the space for my legs or even to stand up on this kayak. All right, the last thing I really like about the middle of this kayak is you have these 2 plates here, you know, for power plates or just drilling into the hull. I plan on putting a little power switch here to control all my electronics so they're not running, it's running the battery or anything. I don't have lights on 24/7. I believe I'm going to go with the Yak power on that. And then I'm also going to put a little USB port on the side so I can go ahead and hook up my GoPro. Next thing I want to talk about with y'all is there's so much rail space, so much ability to customize this kayak, and that's what I love so much about this. So you have 1 rail here, you have 2 here on each side, which you can put a captain's bridge. I eventually want to put one, have a nice big Garmin right here on the front. Then you have these rails here on the side, you have the rails back here. So a lot of GoPro accessories, a lot of accessories that by Yak Attack that you can mount on these sides, which is really awesome. Plus you have this rail here in the back. You have these 2 handles, but it'd be really easy to just unscrew this, pull these off, and then mount something in the middle, maybe like a flag or whatnot. So really customizable. All right, y'all, last but not least, let's talk about the stern of this kayak. There's some really awesome features and some new innovative things that Native has done with this Titan X that it's changing the game of kayaks. So let's dive in and check it out. All right, y'all, so first off, they gave us these little Yak Attack little clips for putting on a paddle. I don't know if I'll be able to keep these on because I will be putting the sidekick system on here. So those paddles probably won't fit down the length of this kayak. But it's really cool to have when the sidekick's not on. You know, you have this little mount on here plus the clips. So that's really nice. But the track space on this is really great. Plus you have 2 rear facing rod holders. So you can go ahead and run that rod down there like that. The well on this is huge. So you're able to put, you know, a 16x16 black pack in here and even fit like a cooler or whatever else you want. There's another plate here for installing if you wanted to run power on the stern, you know, put in Newport vessels or a Torpedo on the back. You have this here so you can do a quick disconnect to the battery. And speaking of the battery, this hatch here is the newest thing from Native. This is the latest thing that I think all fishing kayaks or any power kayak should have, is going to be this little hatch here. All right, so now you see with the seat all the way slid up, there's a lot of room back here. I mean, for me as a big guy, I want to have it pushed back as much as possible, but you just have to unlatch these and then we can pull this off, and as you can see, you could easily fit a 100 amp hour or even a 24 volt 60 amp hour battery in here. Plus you have these straps here, and then you also have these little side plates that if you wanted to drill into the kayak, you could go ahead and run some holes here to run the power into it. I plan on, just because you can replace this bucket, if I need to run power into this one, I'm going to go ahead and just drill straight into this. So I had to change my battery, but I was just saying, if I want to run power, I'll probably install it into the side of this bucket so I'm not drilling directly into the kayak. They did such a good job with all these plates around the kayak to not drill in it. I'd like to also do that with this. So that's going to do it for the battery. Let's put this baby back on. All right, and this is your little lever here. It's easy, super easy to do. You pull, which I can't do it with one hand, but all right, so you release this and you pull it down. That's going to drop the rudder. Then you go ahead and pull it back, and then it just locks in place so the rudder's up. Alright, y'all, so you saw this baby from front to back. We went over everything on this kayak. I am so excited to take this baby out. We're going to have a lot of fun in this kayak. I think it's going to be a game changer for me as a kayak angler, and I want to get into tournament fishing, and I think this is one of the best kayaks to have on the market for that. So many things you can customize with it, and just so many features that are catered to me as the angler going out there fishing. that are gonna help me out in my day-to-day. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time, y'all, peace.